It's in every millennial's dream to own a side hustle. The truth is, most 8 to 5 jobs don't pay the bills. When you look at your rent, when you look at your transportation, when you look at food, your clothes, you're barely left with nothing. And this is why many millennials have turned to side hustle. This is Founders Connect Africa. Hi, how are you? Is this Trendy B Fashions?
Yeah, this is Trendy B Fashion.
Yes. Oh, okay, interesting. Maybe you can give me what you guys do. I'm seeing very good fabrics here.
You need a shirt?
Yes, I'd like to have a shirt. On this episode, we feature Nakulo Kaimia Natabona, a marketing and communications manager in a global communications company in Nairobi. When she is not running around boardrooms, Nakulo is here, designing clothes, fulfilling her passion.
Hello.
Hey, Nakulo, how are you?
Good.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Good.
It's been a long time.
Thank you so much. You know,
Yes.
it's lunch hour, and this is now the time I do
You
other
come back.
stuff.
Okay.
'Cause
okay.
I don't want to use my company.
Your company
employer's
time.
time. Yes, so
Thank
it's my
you so
time
much.
to do things.
We've been waiting.
Karibu,
Asante
karibu.
sana,
Welcome to
asante.
Trendy B Fashion House.
Yes, I really love this
Uh-huh.
Trendy B Fashion House.
Yes.
It's lunchtime and I'm not seeing any food here. Yeah?
Yeah, it's lunchtime. You know, I had to rush here to get to see what my team is doing.
Yes,
Because you see, we at work we have 2 hours between midday and 2 o'clock. So those 2 hours, instead of just sitting in the office or hanging around, I dedicate at least 3 times a week to just come to the shop so that I get to see what is happening, any update, any pending issue. Is there a client that wants something to do? And then you know there are clients that are very particular. So I try to create time for them during that hour. So I'm always eating on the go, either when I'm coming or when I'm leaving, or eat when I'm now working, when I'm back at work, because I have to be at work by 2 p.m.
By 2 p.m.
so that I don't eat into my employer's time.
Interesting. We're going to come back to how you juggle that because I see it's a bit of it's a bit of a story there. Let's go from the beginning. Let's start from the beginning. How did you start Trendy B? When did you start it? Were you employed then when you were starting? Just give us a short background about Trendy B Fashion House.
Now, Trendy B Fashion House, how it started, I think I'll take it back to like over 10 years ago, yeah? People used to love how I dress. People used to see me wearing, and it was just normal, as in like you just dress up and guys are like, wow, I just love your style. I would love you to dress me and stuff like that. So I started buying Mutumba stuff. Then I was staying in Umoja Estate next to Mutindwa. So I'll go to Mutindwa market, shop some stuff for guys in the office, then come and sell to them. But it got to a point where guys were taking stuff on credit. And I was like, no, this one, it's not going to work. As much as it's passionate, as much as I had passion for fashion, but I was like, why can't I do something that in the long run will give me money? Yes.
Have you been to design school?
No, I haven't been to a design school, but I would love to go to a design school, yeah? So that I just get to learn the nitty-gritties of the fashion design and stuff like that. But I've gone for some few basic pattern making classes so that I just get to learn what is a bodice, what is a waistband, what is, you know, all those nitty-gritties, the words in the tailoring, whatever industry.
Now I see that you have a lot of designs here. I see a lot of clothes here. How much did you invest in the project?
Okay, I wouldn't really say that I invested quite some. Yes, I took a loan, yeah? And before I started here, I started in a smaller space before I grew into now a bigger space and getting more customers. So my business totally relies on the customers. So when the customers come and whatever capital I get, let me tell you the truth, up to now it's been 5 years. I've not been able to pay myself. I'll be lying if I told you that I'm paying myself. Because all the money that comes in from the customers, I inject it into the business. Because I want it to grow and become something else, yeah? So my starting capital was roughly like 500,000. That was around in 2015. Just to kick off this. Yeah, because you need machines, you need fundis, you need fabrics, you need permits and all those things. Yeah, and paying rent and stuff like that.
How many shops do you have apart from, I know this is where now people come and get measured and stuff, and they come. You have meetings with your clientele here. Do you have a space where you literally sell your products?
So our South Beach Center, which is now here where we are here, this is where we do all the consultation. This is where we do made to measure. So made to measure is whereby you come, we do your fitting, because there are specific outfits that you cannot just randomly say this is a size 10, this is a size 12, yeah? You have to take the exact measurements, and then all the consultation is done here. And then now we have Village Market. We are opposite Carrefour in a Zanta Dede stores, where that is whereby we've partnered as fashion designers in the country and come up with a space where we sell jewelry, outfits, that is menswear, kidswear, women's wear, as in it's like a mini supermarket, at the village, And then I have another store in town whereby I sell now, because I try to differentiate my clientele, The village market clientele are totally different from the town clientele. So the town clientele, I try to come up with stuff that suits that clientele in town, So we are based at Imenti House. So at Imenti House, there's other smaller child of mine called Trendy B Duka. So the reason why I differentiated it from here, it's because now this one, it's technically just fashion. But Trendy B Duka is to incorporate other products that it's all about beauty and fashion. So anything to do with skincare, anything to do with hair products, anything to do with jewelry. So you'll find it at the Trendy B Duka.
What has been your serious challenges?
Wow, the industry has so many challenges. One is the tailors. Tailors can drive you crazy.
Tell me about it.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
You see, people always assume that when you're running a fashion house, as in you are expected to be top notch. That's why you'll find people complaining on social media, I made this outfit but it did not come out the way I wanted. But you see, me as the fashion house owner, I'm also feeling the pain, because you have to make sure that the tailors do the perfect job. So before we go ahead and make, and that's why now the process is quite expensive. So when you hear someone saying an outfit is going for 10,000, 15,000, there's a lot of work that is done behind the scenes, because we'll always come up with a sample, remove, stitch, do this, stitch, and then until now it fits, it's perfect fit. That's when now we tell the customer to come check it out. If she loves it, now that's when now we go ahead now and do the cutting. And now doing the final stitching of the outfit for the client. So those are for the complicated designs. Yes.
So tailoring is a huge problem. What else?
It's a huge problem, Second is the imitation in the market. You come up with a design, you love it and stuff like that, and then now someone posts on social media and someone asks, and then you're like, no, that is too expensive. That person takes the same design to the River Road tailor. Yes, so also that one has really affected the market. Exactly. But I think with time, and then also people are not really into, because based on what people have experienced with tailors, now they do not have confidence with the fashion industry, because you've gone to a tailor, he's messed up your outfit once, twice, 3 times. You're like, you know what, I'd rather just go get something from Dubai or go to Moy Avenue.
So nothing
exactly,
nothing.
So you rather do that. So that is also one of the challenges.
I also went through that. There's a shirt with, I got a fabric and I had this design. What came out?
It was something else,
and it was a present for someone. So they've never worn it till today. So
so now that is also a challenge in terms of clientele. Yes, once it's been ruined, they already have that perception about tailors. So them coming, it's something else. So that is another challenge. And then another challenge, just basically for me, having 8 to 5 job is management. Because you see, now I really need to be on top of things. And I really need to manage, not micromanage my team, but try as much as I can to manage my team.
What motivates you that always, that you've never, it's been 5 years, you haven't gotten back your investment, but you're still doing it even now? You know, what makes you wake up every day and say, I have to do this, I have not to give up?
I think I don't like letting down people. There's a time I was like, do I really need to do this? Yeah. Do I really, as in like,
Is it a necessity?
yes. And then I sit back, think about how far I've come, and I'm like, you know what, you cannot do this. Look at my customers, the ones that the repeat customers. I'm like, you know what, I'm not going to let them down. Look at the people who just gas me up on social media and they're like, you're doing it. Even if they're not buying, you know, at the end of the day, it's not all about just people buying your stuff that you are like, they motivate you. There are people who will just gas you up on social media and they're like, you're doing well, just continue. Yes. So that's what, and then I'm so passionate about fashion because this is what, as in, if I could eat, drink, sleep, this is where I'll do it.
I think one of the most important things, first and foremost, is how well does she understand the market that she's dealing with? In terms of, she came up with a product, there are people who like it, and it's important to know. So first and foremost, are we clear about who it is who buys from her, what they're able to afford? And then number 3, are they many enough that in their buying cycles would enable her to be profitable? Yeah, because maybe she needs to sell to 1,000 every month to become profitable. I don't know. We would need to look at the details of her books, or maybe she needs to play around with the pricing. So because, you know, maybe her market is very exclusive, and exclusive markets tend to be very brand conscious, so she has to put a lot of effort into building the brand and then pricing it accordingly so that when she sells X number of units, it's able to pay for her expenses and able to also return a profit to her. So it will be very important that she starts to look at the numbers and her database of clients or the clientele who walk into her shops and ask herself, is it a big enough market to make me profitable? That's a very big question that she needs to ask herself. I think when it comes to copycats, the bigger challenge here could be that the focus has really been just on the product and not necessarily the entire business model. So she has great products, and the fact that people are copying them is a good thing. It shows that there is something in there. But is there a clientele that is very conscious about getting the original product? And can she grow the clientele that want the original product to a place where they are a critical enough mass to keep her profitable? The people doing knockoffs, there could be several options there. She could think about another brand that, you know, maybe builds products that fit the pricing of that particular market, and then she could end up serving 2 markets. So like a high-end brand for the premium people and another brand that serves the not-so-premium market. And then number 3 is that her business model shouldn't just be about the products themselves. It should also be about how she engages the people. Can she build, say, a club of the people who consume her product and build certain things around it that build brand loyalty? Maybe it could be exclusive events. It could be, how she sends certain tips around the use of her products or around fashion on email or on WhatsApp, or, you know, like some communication that goes on even when people are not with her. Building a relationship beyond people coming into her shop. And this is where I always tell people databases are very, very important. Make sure that you have a connection with your customer beyond them walking in. Make sure you have their contacts, their email address, their phone number, and find ways of engaging them, you know, over and beyond just the interaction in your shop. And that additional engagement could build loyalty, where people even feel guilty if they were to go and buy the knockoffs and that kind of thing. And knockoffs in the fashion industry is actually, part of the game. So you have to always find a way of staying ahead of the curve. And, the way I've seen fashion cycles, people usually do cycles according to seasons. For us, it's cold and hot season. We don't have too many of those. But she could actually build fashion cycles around that and then have sales, aftermarket sales that, she's able to sell the remaining products that are not able to sell. So there's a lot she can consider around her business model to make sure that she locks in her customers and to her brand as well. I think one of the most crucial things she can do is have somebody who keeps her books. And this can be maybe a side hustler like herself, somebody who's a very competent accountant, because I suspect that, maybe she doesn't have too many transactions to deal with. And she could outsource that function for a certain fixed fee every month for somebody who comes, takes the receipts and all the records and puts together her books and then is able to give her what we call management accounts, so that she can be able to see, am I making a profit or not? Where am I spending a lot of my costs? Are there costs I can cut? Are there expenses I can reduce to make myself more profitable, or do I need to actually change my pricing? There's actually quite a bit to the data that she can get, especially if, say, her clients pay by M-Pesa. That is also good enough data to show the cycles within which her customers buy. Do they buy once every month or every 2 months? Then she'll know if it's once every 2 months, she probably needs double the number of customers, so that every month she has the same, a similar number of customers. But there's a lot of people who are able to do outsourced accounting, where all you need to do is make sure that the people who are working in her shops keep the records, and then somebody comes and puts them together into books. And she'll get a lot of insights, I can guarantee, out of that kind of process.